we apologize for the wait on this.
I had to run to Fort Dodge and thought I could be back here by 10:30, so I was scrambling a little bit myself.
Well, we had Renee run down quite often. We have those in the comm center, and wanted to make sure that you weren't down there. And
I tried. It was locked. In the courtroom.
You got through the crowd in the lobby,
yeah,
lined up for
our general election.
Yeah. Hopefully we're a little busier in November.
It's with so few of contended races at the time. I mean, there are just very few.
Yeah. I was surprised there was more interest generated for the person to run against Harkin. I mean, there's candidates out there, but you really haven't heard much.
No. It's been real quiet.
No.
They haven't really been to Western Iowa at all,
No.
which would be their strong point, actually.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of an uphill battle. Whoever gets the nomination, it's an incumbent, well, like most people in the state. And the Democrats, but they could have a pretty good go this. People are kind of unhappy with the economy and the war.
Recess for a short time till they arrive. Have we taken care of all business?
I think so.
What do we have anything on the agenda next week?
Not yet.
I checked with Mauer on that one drainage issue, the damage, and he indicated they got right in, right out.
On the Lytton one?
Yeah.
Or which one?
It's the one I was down here on. The farmer was concerned about. There was a tile broken out in the field. Mauer had to.
Oh, okay. That was on a Kraft property, Everett Hendricks.
No.
That's. We had contact from the tenant, and his concern was the packing of the gravel truck, taking the stone in and out, the compaction of. And we indicated that we cannot, after discussion with you, that we cannot act on a projected claim, that there had to be actual damage, which no one knows at this point. So I haven't been by there to see what the crop looked like after it was planted on. But there was a pretty good path where they went in. The equipment in the truck.
Yeah.
Ron might show up. I told him to come at 11 before I knew that there.
So, we did some, and I don't know that we've had contact with you about this. We did some digging both north and west of Lytton. The northwest corner of Lytton, there's houses that are set in water for months at a time. And we contracted with Mauer to come and dig a couple different spots. Well, we dug 4 or 5. And discovered that right west of that, there's a vacant lot and in between Otis and Lee Schultz's. The house is on the very northwest corner, and then there's a vacant lot with some trees, and then I believe it's Olson property south of there. But we dug, found the 15-inch tile in the field just west of that vacant lot, and it was plug full.
What?
Well, we assume that's the case. And then dug kind of a little bit northwest of Wayne Grodall's apartment building brick building there on the northwest corner. It was clean there. And we also dug a couple more places to inspect that 15-inch tile, and it doesn't carry enough water, but it's clean. And so now, with hindsight, we should have thought to go further west, but it was really muddy that day, and so we didn't go further west. But the tile starts south and west of there is a 12, and then turns into 15 before it gets to that vacant lot property. And so now, with hindsight of this, have thought of the fact that we should have gone, and I don't know that we could have done it that day anyway because it was so muddy, but we should have gone further west and dug to see if that 12 is plugged up. So regardless of any kind of wetland consideration, those people, including the storm sewer comes into that from Lytton, they have the ability to have 100% of what that gave them when it was put in.
Sure.
Without any consequences. So the engineer is supposedly doing some discovery to look at what our options are. One consideration is going around, because if you go back through that vacant lot with trees on it,
It'll have the same problem.
yeah, it'll go right back.
Yeah, Colin, like here's the town of Lytton. The tile's open here. There's Groyle's apartments. But it comes through here. And there's trees. You know, it's in town. Do we have? I think it's Meldon Hayden owns this property. If they come up with a recommendation to go around, do we have to get his permission? Because that's a change.
Would that be considered? Would we have any? I mean, it kind of makes sense to go around, but will that be looked at as an improvement?
It's a pretty gray area. I don't think you're improving anything from the standpoint of capacity or of drainage area.
But if we go through here, we got to go through with non-perforated and seal it. You know, to get.
Sure.
And we could do that. But you know, we dug here and it's
Clean.
That's where it's plugged up.
That's plugged up here.
Right west of the.
We're talking about going out here where it reduces to a 12,
Uh-huh.
and then if that's clean, you know, we can start here and redo it. That'd be a repair.
Well,
And
it's going to be a repair either way. It's just whether or not we could face a challenge that you're improving. I don't think actually you're improving anything, because you're not expanding the tile capacity or extending the drainage area.
With not following the very same route, I wondered what.
I'm more worried always about wetlands than I am about, you know, if Hayden will let us, that's one thing. If he won't, do we go to condemnation? Do you want to do that? And the cost of condemnation versus biting the bullet and going through.
And I guess I didn't look at the plat to see who owns the vacant lot. You also have the option of removing the trees, right?
Yeah.
And would that be a property owner's, or would that be ours, because we're saying we can't have it plugged up in 5 years?
That's right. It's
There's
ours.
trees.
That is ours.
Yeah.
There's trees all the way through there. I mean, that thing, it cuts. I mean, there's lots of trees.
Well, no,
Yeah.
a lot.
Well, there's, you know, from the
I guess
time.
I'm not sure. I mean, there's not a lot, and they aren't big.
Yeah, but they go, you know, the roots can go
Yeah.
a lot farther than the size of the tree. We found that out